Hello and welcome back to the channel. And do you guys remember Splitgate? No, me neither. But we're going to be talking about it today. Before we get into the video, be sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face. And without further ado, let's begin. Let's hit 500 subs. So Splitgate devs hit back at the criticism Steam charts don't measure fun. True, they don't measure fun, but they do measure player engagement. Splitgate 2, which was recently rebranded as Splitgate Arena Reloaded, has been having a fairly tough time of late. The game was relaunched after being pulled back to beta following a hampered and relative disastrous summer release, but the second win has failed to generate much attraction. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I saw the trailer for Splitgate like back in the summer, completely forgot about the game because I mean no one's really looking for another live service hero shooter type of video game. I believe this one has something to do with portals, I think. I mean, I feel like calling it forgettable is quite generous, but let's just stick at forgettable. In a recent post on social media, the Splitgate developers at 1047 Games addressed the ongoing discourse around the game's lack of success, which typically relies on Steam players' numbers to frame a picture on the game's struggle. The developers are saying, as many have before, that Steam player numbers aren't indicative of the bigger picture. Well, I'm sorry to say, I do feel like Steam charts are indicative of the bigger picture because you can't really find any other charts for other platforms because they don't really want to show the numbers. They don't want to be transparent with what's going on in the industry. I'll go a step even further, that saying Steam is one of the best ways to see if a game is doing well is because PC gaming is significantly more accessible worldwide, right? When the PS5 came out, I had to wait, I think, 2 years before I could get a PS5, and I had the money to buy it brand new. I just had to wait 2 years because of scalpers. With the PS4, scalpers. With the PS3, scalpers, right? It's quite frustrating. My PC, I bought it a couple of years ago. I've upgraded it a few times here and there, but I've always had access to a lot of games, and the fact is, because it's on PC, there's not as many restrictions as consoles do, so it has a wider audience. Now you have a wider audience, you have less restrictions, you're eligible in more countries than PlayStation and Xbox, and you're gonna look at me and tell me that the Steam charts are not indicative of the bigger picture? Excuse you, have you lost your damn mind?
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
And I mean, just generally speaking, when the Steam charts are doing well, you can at least get an idea of what it's doing on PlayStation, on Xbox, as long as those games are available on those platforms. I've never seen a game that was just doing amazingly well on Steam and had a 0 player base on PlayStation. Take, for example, Helldivers. It does extremely well on PlayStation. It does extremely well on Steam. If you take, for another example, Black Myth Wukong, it did excellent in the console market, it did excellent in the PC market. And then you look at games like Dragon Age the Veilguard, which did abysmally, terribly on PC and on console. You look at, what's that other game where you play as some chick with a sword? I can't remember what it's called. Dawn Siege? Siege of Dawn? I believe Siege of Dawn it was called. The game had like, I think 200 player peak. And guess what? The game was on sale for $3 like 4 months after release. You don't put your game on sale for $4 because it's doing exceptionally well. Don't rely on Steam to get your consensus, which again, insane. You should 100% rely on Steam because they're the only ones that are being transparent about it. In a recent post on social media damning the discourse around Splitgate Arena Reloaded inability to generate any hype the second time around. They show one number on one platform at one given moment. They don't show the full picture of what feels like to actually play, and they definitely don't capture the community that actively helping shape what Arena Reloaded is becoming, including upcoming content like Arena Royale. Over the past 6 months, we rebuilt Splitgate from the ground up because we believe in the game, our team, and our community. The 1047 team remains committed to delivering the best version of Splitgate possible. To our amazing community, thank you. Your feedback and passion have helped make Arena Reloaded better every day. And to everyone who hasn't played yet, Arena Reloaded is free, the gameplay is the best it's ever been, and we'd love for you to jump in and form your own opinion. A lot of passion, people worked very hard on it. Now, I have a couple of issues with this statement. It is true, Steam does not indicate how much fun a game is. It does indicate player engagement, and the higher the player engagement, usually there is a direct correlation to how good or how much fun the game is. When a game isn't good, doesn't have good performance, isn't fun, bad story, it will not have a higher player engagement. So yes, you are correct by saying it is not a fun factor indicator, but it has a direct correlation to how good your game is, and there's no if, ands, or but around it. And the second thing, I disagree with this statement. It says that it only shows you what it's like in one moment. Well, let's take a quick look at the Steam charts. And let's just take one of the most popular games. We're gonna go with Arc Raiders over here. All right, we have months. Wait, 1 month. We have a month's worth of data right over here. So it's not in a given time. You can actually do up to 1 year. Let's go find a game that's been out for longer. Apex Legends. It's not even a game I play, so I'm not biased, right? Let's do the max. So we have information spanning back from 2021 all the way up to today, actually. And we see that it goes up, and then it goes down, and it goes back up, and it goes down. And this is a direct indicator to how many people are engaged over multiple years. So the fact that the Splitgate dev is saying that it is not indicative of, it's only indicative of one moment, is a complete lie. And that's just another reason why you guys should never just believe these articles or believe these developers or these journalists. You should always go out and do your own research. But they don't want you to do your own research. They want you to believe what they say. They want you to just eat the slop. Don't worry, the game is free, and just don't pay any attention to the battle passes and the $20 skins and the $40 expansion pack. And then by the end of the year, you've ended up spending up at least $100 to $200 more that you would have spent on a single player game that you would have just bought at full price. For those of you wondering what the Splitgate Steam chart look like, this is what it looks like. We have about 739 players, a 1,000 rounded up player peak in 24 hours, and the all-time peak is 25,000. Now, this isn't per se terrible. This is not the worst numbers I've ever seen. You know, I've definitely seen significantly worse than this, but this is an indicator to people enjoying the game. If the game was better, if the gameplay was better, if everything was just better, you would see more people playing the game. Now, my message to developers everywhere, instead of blaming Steam, instead of blaming the player base, turn around, look at yourself, and fix your game. Fix your games, make something the players want. We've been shouting for the past 5 years that we do not want more live service games. We do not want more hero shooter games, and for whatever reason, developers think that this is going to be the money maker that is going to bring the bacon home. And I'm telling you guys right now, this is not the way to go. You have to stop chasing the live service bag. The statement comes months after Splitgate 2 sentiment plummeted around a miserable launch and marketing campaign that fell flat in a particularly spectacular way. There were concerns about microtransactions and bold statements made by the 1047 leadership team, and on 2 occasions layoffs were made that further damaged company's PR image. Again, microtransactions and layoffs is never a good sign for a game. Even the game's paid influencer campaign came under fire, with one analyst labeling the effort tone deaf and stressing that it alienated its core audience in pursuit of mainstream appeal. Now, again, I've been saying this for years now. Developers make games for the people that buy them. Stop trying to make the game for everyone. It is a recipe for disaster. It is a recipe to lose your money and lose your investors, which will ultimately lead you to firing your staff, which will make you have a smaller team, and you'll make another shit game. Eventually, your studio will be bought up by a larger studio, and voila, you shall be no more. that's going to be it for today's video. It's a bit of a shorter one today. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Have you played Splitgate? I know I haven't, and I probably won't because I'm sick of live service. And let me know what you guys think in that comment section down below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe because it puts a smile on my face. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Let's hit 500 subs.